I didn't mean an actual penis. I meant like.
That's what I thought. Honey, when you said that, I just imagined this stand in the shape of a wiener.
Oh my gosh.
I was just like, what does he do? What's his power? Don't kiss Yoko. Don't kiss her.
That's
Don't kiss her.
Yeah,
Freaking
that's what I wrote down too. I was like,
that sounds a lot more interesting than some slime.
Yeah, it is.
What was that? You licked your thumb?
Slap on a condom for this one, boys.
Oh my gosh.
It's Life is Daijoubu.
Welcome everybody to episode 5 of Life is Daijoubu. Holy, I did not expect that. What does that imply? What are you trying to say we're gonna do? Or they're gonna get.
It's gonna be.
They're gonna like it
get
a lot.
wet.
It's gonna be a wild. It's gonna be a raw episode.
It's just gonna be a real. No, it won't be because you're not going in.
Oh no, this will be a safe episode.
Very safe.
Yeah.
Very safe. Very clean. You won't get anything. Anyways, today we've got a show for you. We're gonna have our typical go around. We're gonna do our little news segment right at the get go. We've got. Oh, I'm opening up the weather application.
This is a Tie for the Hens podcast.
The what?
The Tie for the Hens.
I don't know what that is.
Tie for the hen. Come on, think about it. Come on, think.
I
Come
get
on,
it.
Think.
I get it. It made sense to me.
Is it a wiener joke?
In a way.
In a
Cole.
way.
Tie hen.
Oh! I'm dumb.
Yeah, that was a dumb joke thing.
That was good. I'm just dumb. I think.
No. On TV Tropes, a website about tropes and stuff. When you go into the hentai page, it's a hen wearing a tie.
That's clever.
That's genius.
Yeah.
That's really genius.
And it says, no examples, please. It's like...
Well, anyway, so I've got the news pulled up for the past 2 weeks of the things that I guess deemed worthy to talk about. We're just going to run through them as we go. Feel free to jump in and talk about whatever you want to talk about them. First thing is Konosuba 3, or Season 3, was announced finally for 2023, which is basically what we all assumed.
Yeah.
We didn't have like a year.
Have you seen them yet, Thane?
I have not, but I will catch up for the season.
They are funny.
I freaking love that series. Undead Unluck got announced to have an anime.
Let's go. Really?
It's getting adapted, and it is confirmed for 2023.
So usually...
It's all right.
In the manga that I read, when there's an anime adaptation, the author will write about it. But maybe that happened recent, because I haven't seen that in any of the chapters where they're like, we're getting an anime.
I don't think Shonen Jump ones do it.
Oh, they don't?
Roboco did, but that's because it's a comedy.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Yeah.
You know what? Now that I think about it, I don't think any of the ones I've read on Shonen Jump have had anything like that.
No. Speaking of Shonen Jump,
if you have it, straight from the pages of the magazine. From Japan,
the magazine would do it.
We got an anime adaptation, boys.
Not the little pages that we're getting though.
Yeah.
If it's a scanlation, it's because they scanned it, so it makes sense. Anyway, so speaking of Shonen Jump ended 2 manga the past 2 weeks. The first one was Doron, which was a samurai-esque demon slaying one.
So wait, so it didn't get canceled? It finished?
Canceled.
Canceled.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it ended.
Canceled.
Like it was. We say canceled just because it was only 30 chapters or so. Anyway, so Doron. I don't know how to freaking say it. It's something like that.
Reading the last chapter, I finally figured out why they call it Doron.
Wait, why did they call it?
Because I looked at the sound effect, and that's the sound effect of the demons dying.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's like it says Doron. It's like,
that's actually pretty good.
It was average at best.
Yeah, so the series started out pretty decent, I thought. Then it slowly started going downhill and more downhill. Then after, I think the last 5 or 6 weeks, I didn't even read what was happening. I just looked at the pictures and called it a day. It really dropped hard.
So I have a bold prediction, because I've been doing that with that PPPPPP manga. I think that one's going to suffer the same fate.
Yeah, hopefully. That's the one that took out Candy Flurry. I'm just kidding. I wouldn't wish that on anybody. Anyway, so the next one that ended, and I
wished on Doron, however you say it, because I wanted, I can't remember the name now. I want the Yakuza one to stay, and it didn't. And
oof.
I was like, screw this series. I hope it dies.
The next one that got ended or canceled, everyone to say, was Earthchild. Now that one,
it sucks.
Okay. Let me say this. Earthchild Chapter 1 is probably one of the greatest Chapter 1s I've ever read in any manga ever. It's a really freaking good Chapter 1. So much so that this is my theory. I don't have any claims to back any of this up.
I also hold this theory that he's about to say.
I think... How do you know what I'm going to say?
Because we talked about it before.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
I think the mangaka made a one-shot, submitted it to Shonen Jump, and then they said, hey, this is really freaking good. We want to serialize this right now. And he said, oh, okay. And then he turned it into a series. Because Chapter 1 is freaking phenomenal. It is probably one of my favorite chapters in any manga.
Does it also have like a resolute ending, or does he leave it open-ended?
Well,
It's
you can
basically
see
a
where the
story
resolute
arc.
ending is. It's an entire story arc in a chapter, essentially.
Yeah.
It's super good. You can see where the ending would have been, but then you can also see where they slipped in a little bit more plus an extra page to make it a series. Without that extra page, I think it's really freaking good. And it really hits home, and it's like, wow, I felt something in the span of 50 pages. This is crazy good. But then the series it just kept going. Like, it wasn't
Petered out.
terrible. It wasn't great. There were some pretty cool moments, but like overall it was pretty mediocre. What was funny is that when I read the last chapter, I didn't even realize that was the final chapter because I didn't see the little the end. I just assumed it was going to show up next week. And when I was looking up for news articles, I saw that it was ended. I was like, wait, what?
I just read it.
Literally, I just read it yesterday. Anyway, going more into the manga kind of trend with the news. Two things. The Manga Plus app, or I guess whatever Viz is doing with it, added a new section called the Manga Plus Creators. And so from what I understand, it's a bunch of creators that can submit their own manga to it.
What?
And have fan manga, essentially. Not like a doujinshi of like a fan of something.
Like Webtoon?
Like Webtoon, kind of.
Yeah.
I haven't looked at any of it. I just thought that was really, really unique and kind of cool.
If you go deep enough, there's some garbage on Webtoon.
I'm sure there's probably not a lot of great stuff on this, but
Yeah.
there might be some sleeper hits in that
Crunchyroll
one.
also kind of hosted the same thing, but they like kind of abandoned it after like a year.
Yeah. I saw it and I just thought it was
When they
interesting.
got actual legit manga to host on there.
And then the last manga related thing is Elden Ring got a gag manga.
What?
Yeah. They're getting like a gag manga, I wouldn't say spin-off, maybe adaptation, if you will. I just thought you guys would get a kick out of that one
What?
because you guys like Elden Ring a lot.
That's so.
I'm gonna have to read it. So
That's so.
I saw one
unusual.
panel, and it like shows this guy. He's like bending over with his butt out. He's like, "Look, I got 2 freaking arrows in my butt," and he's like showing the maiden. The maiden's like, "You put that away or whatever." I'm just like, "What the fuck am I
This is
looking
an
at?"
official.
I think it's
product?
official. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's official.
Wow, Bloodborne actually got a comic, an American comic. It's
Oh,
not
really?
a manga, but that Elden Ring just gets a gag manga.
It's a gag manga, specifically a gag manga.
does that just mean comedy?
Yeah, I call it comedy. And so I picked this article because I thought it was funny. It's a light novel got an is getting an anime adaptation. But the reason I picked it was just because I thought it was stupid how long this light novel title is. It's literally this light novel title makes up most of the news section on my phone. It's I picked up a rich girl whose betrothal was canceled and teach her to be naughty. I'll make her eat delicious food, wear fancy clothes, and be the happiest girl in the world. That's the entire title of this thing.
I have a question. More of this
Why
is
did
my
they-
thoughts. This is my thoughts on
Why
that.
did they keep? Is this just an inside joke
Yeah,
with all
well,
the?
It's gotta be.
Yeah, that's what
Yeah.
I was. I think he's doing this ironically, where it's just like
Everyone's doing it. Why not me?
Exactly,
And
yeah.
Everyone will just call it by its short name, like
Yeah.
how to. Is it wrong to pick up girls in the dungeon, also known as Danmachi?
Yeah, Danmachi.
yeah.
Uh,
I think he's doing this just for fun. He's
What's
just following the
Konosuba's
tropes
full
of
name?
it.
Is it just God's blessing? on
God's
this?
blessing upon this wonderful world.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought it was hilarious how long that title was. Because
Well-
it's not even a title. It's like a synopsis at
Yeah,
that
I
point.
know. What started the tropes of having long titles in light novels?
I couldn't tell you. No idea.
Huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, no idea. If you guys know in the comments, let us know.
No, there's the I like the one where it's like no matter how I think about it, it's your guys' fault I'm not popular.
That is another
Yeah.
one, yeah. All right, so the next thing that we have is, this one's kind of sad because I was watching this series. It's Uncle from Another World gets delayed due to COVID.
Yikes.
And so after episode 8, there's no more episodes that have been made because they, I guess the
someone
whole studio
caught
is just
the coup.
How much were they trying to push out? 12?
probably 12, yeah. So after episode 8, apparently the whole studio must have got COVID, and then
So is
they
it
couldn't
just
do
on
it.
hiatus indefinitely?
You
Like,
think
there's
that's what
no-
happened to be the beginning? Or everyone just gave up? It's like, this sucks.
Well, I don't think they gave up on this. I think they just got sick. I imagine they'll be back in like 2 weeks, right? That's typically what the
Well, I'm not
COVID
talking
is.
about Uncle from the World. I'm talking about the show Sky picked, Be the Beginning.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And
I
the
know.
second one.
Um,
They said, we caught COVID. We can't finish the series.
oh,
That was their excuse?
That's their
Yeah.
excuse to finish it or not finish
Yeah.
it. All right, so the last bit of news we got is Attack on Titan is getting a musical in 2023.
Hell yeah.
That is going to be interesting.
So
I
here's
saw-
the thing.
I saw the trailer. It's live action as well.
So, of course,
Yeah.
it's a musical.
Yeah, yeah,
Here's
yeah.
the thing.
Just in case some people
So
know.
many anime and manga get musicals all the time.
I guess I'm unaware.
Naruto
of this.
got a musical. Bleach got a musical. One Piece has like universal stage events, almost musicals.
So do you just have to? Do you have to old Captain Jack these, or can you watch?
Prince
it
of
somewhere?
Tennis has a musical.
Probably.
Which one? Though?
I just think it's
I'm pretty
really
sure there's
interesting.
DVDs you can import or watch online somewhere.
So are these like Japanese
Oh, yeah, yeah,
exclusive?
yeah.
Yeah,
plays?
of
Oh,
course.
okay.
Yeah.
There's like maybe your anime high school club in America will put on a scuffed version of
Oh,
Naruto
shoot.
the musical.
That would be.
I would watch.
I'd
it,
pay to
dude.
watch.
I'd go
Okay,
to
I
that high
don't-
school
Yeah,
to watch that.
yeah.
I don't
show.
know if Naruto has a musical. I'm pretty sure Death Note has a stage play.
They also have a really bad live
Shrek's
action
got a musical.
movie.
Yeah, Shrek does. SpongeBob has a musical.
I know Pokemon had a musical. Anyway, I thought that
Oh
was
yeah,
funny.
you had the Pokemon musical. Nobody could find footage of it. It's like, where is the footage?
Well, they did an English musical too.
yeah.
Anyway,
That's the one I'm talking about. It's
I thought it was funny because I did know that some shows do get musicals. I thought this one was extra funny just because of the type of show that this is. I don't know how well it's going to translate.
This is a sad, depressing gore fest where
Well,
everyone
the
dies.
beginning is a horror.
Yeah.
so is many so a lot of operas.
I guess that's true. That's a good
A
point.
lot of operas are
Yeah,
depressing.
I guess
remember
Les
the,
Mis is incredibly
remember the
depressing.
end of What's Opera Doc where Bugs Bunny like gets struck by lightning and Elmer Fudd's like, I killed the rabbit, and then Bugs goes, what'd you expect in an opera? A happy ending?
That's a good point. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Well, with alongside, like, I could totally see, like, Naruto. That makes a little bit more sense. But, like, we just have giant titans showing up and stuff.
Naked.
I don't know how they're going to
And,
do that.
and here's the
Naked
thing, they did
Titans?
make a live action Attack on Titan movie. It was bad.
Yeah, but they had CG to work with. They don't have that in a...
CG was so bad. Have you seen the
Oh, yeah, I
the-
have.
yeah.
I'm just saying they had that, at least. They don't have that with a stage kind of thing.
Do you think they're going to do, like, giant puppets or giant dolls, or do you think they'll just have humans, like an actual person, dress up?
I think they'll just have actual people dress up. That's my guess.
Because the scale's obviously not
I
going to
don't
be
think they're
anywhere
going to
close.
show the scale. I think it's just going to be them, normal sized.
I think the only one that'd be like a prop would probably be the Colossal
Yeah,
Titan.
yeah, that would make sense. It just has a giant head in the background,
Yeah.
and that's the prop. And it, like, turns to side. That's probably it. I think you hit it on the...
So
right on the
I'm
on the
assuming
part.
there's like a Broadway equivalent in Japan that they would do these bigger.
I think that, yeah, I'm pretty
plays.
sure that's where these kind of come from. I don't
Here's
know too
the-
much
oh,
about
wait.
it, though.
Here's the idea. So they make the Titans, they dress them up, but they probably use perspective to make them look bigger.
It could, that
Yeah.
could work. It might be difficult, but that would be the best way to do it, probably.
Hmm.
But yeah, so that's all the news. So let's head right on into what we've been watching. We've all pretty much been watching the same shows, other than Sky. I think he picked up a new show and thing.
A new show started. A new
a new show started for you. That's
well,
right.
not new, but it came back
Halfway
this
through
week.
the season or something. like
Yeah.
the mid-season break or whatever. I don't know.
Actually, it's more like near the end. It came out like September 2nd or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway, what is it?
It's JoJo, baby.
back.
So is it
Stone
like a
Ocean.
second part of part 4? Or
Yeah,
something?
out of
five?
part
Five.
2 out of 3.
Isn't it part 5?
Part 6.
Oh, part
So
6.
part 6,
on
but there's 3
Netflix
parts
has
in
it
part 6.
labeled as season 5 because parts 1 and 2 were season 1. And
True.
Then
Yeah.
Man, that's just confusing.
Yeah, I know.
They really should have just split it
Yeah.
at the different parts of the actual
Yeah,
series.
so that, like they could say part 1 is season 1 and part 2 is season 2.
Yeah, I
There you
agree.
go.
That would have made more sense.
Instead, parts 1 and 2 is season 1 and part 3 is season 2.
That hurts my head.
Yeah. Wait until, and then they'll make it more confusing when they'll make part 7. I think part 7 is really big, so they'll probably make
It 2 seasons.
Yeah, it 2 seasons. So it'll be season
Part
6.
7 is
Wait.
season 5 and 6.
No. Actually, it'll be season 6 and 7, so it'll correct itself. But then JoJo Lion will be seasons 8 and 9, and it will uncorrect itself.
Oh man! So, have you watched any episodes yet?
I watched 2 episodes today.
Is it still good?
Yeah, the guy they fight is named Sports Max.
Oh no.
That's not a musical reference. That's a clothing brand. But his stand, get this, is named Limp Biscuit.
Is he a dick?
No, well, yeah, he murdered one of the main characters.
No. Is the stand a dick?
Oh no, it's invisible zombies.
Oh, I didn't mean an actual penis. I
Yeah.
meant like.
That's what I thought.
I meant like
Honey, when you said that, I just imagined this stand in the shape of a wiener.
Oh my gosh.
I was just like, what does he do? What's his power? Just peeing on people.
that's his
Oh,
passive.
God.
It's like this isn't Shin
You don't
Megami
wanna know his
10.
whole-
This isn't
Yeah,
Persona.
that's not freaking SMT, Sky. This is the same thing almost, but not.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm pretty sure I saw a wiener monster in Persona 5.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
that's what I'm
oh,
saying.
yeah.
It's not SMT.
Oh, okay.
They definitely have those in that.
There's a scene in SMT5 where Mara is talking with the elephant one. I don't remember his name, but he's like, the elephant's
Ganesh?
like, yeah, Gilgamesh, is that
No, Ganesh.
Ganesh? Yeah, Ganesh
I
was
remember.
like, oh man, I remember I used to ride you, and then Mara's like, yeah, those were great times, and Ganesh's like, and then Mara's like, do you think you have one more and you ride again? It's like, I don't know if I have the stamina. It's like, oh!
Like obviously they're playing at that, but
Yeah.
like Mara also was like a chariot looking thing too. It's
Yeah.
got big old wheels, so like they're clever. They're cheeky.
Yeah.
They're cheeky. Anyway,
Oh no, but the best part is Mara's like, wait, I got it. How about I ride you? It's like, oh.
so you've been watching JoJo. You still been watching the Biscuit Hammer one?
Yeah.
Is it still a 5?
Yeah,
Out of
it's like it doesn't, like, I've been reading the manga on the side. Doesn't really, like, manga's pretty good, but it just doesn't capture the same. It got the Shaft, man.
Have you caught up to the like where the anime is in the manga?
No, I'm slowly reading the manga, but trying to get caught up maybe towards the end, but I don't know. No, so Bastard's gonna have its second core, like I think sometime in 2 weeks. So I'm trying to get caught up with that.
Yeah. Then Cyberpunk's coming out soon too.
Yeah, Cyberpunk's coming out.
It'll be like a week from now or so.
I wonder if they're gonna do
is
what?
that
Drop?
That's not based off of the game.
game? Yeah.
Oh, it is.
Yes,
Yep.
it is. They
Oh. Stop the
announced it on like one of their Night City docs or
Mhm.
whatever. It's like,
Dang.
Made by Studio Trigger too.
yeah.
I
it's
probably
like-
need to watch that one then.
Yeah, I'm excited for it. I think
If
it'll
you
be a lot
watch
of
the
fun.
trailer, they got like the little interface where you call someone from Cyberpunk, and they call it Night City. So it's obviously,
Well, I mean, like even like
Yeah.
just the marketing. It says Cyberpunk. I think it's called Edge Runners is the name of
Yeah.
the show. Cyberpunk Edge Runners. It uses the same yellow that's always in the game, like
That's
the
cool.
marketing of the game. It looks pretty cool. I enjoyed the game a lot when I played it, so I'm looking forward to the anime too.
where's the DLC?
It was announced?
It was?
Yeah,
Recently?
literally like yesterday or today.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I'll pick it back up because they probably fixed a lot lately.
Oh yeah, it's a whole new game now.
Has
Okay.
it been 2 years now?
Almost a
That's
year and a
I'm
half.
glad.
at
I'm
least.
glad I'm glad they're fixing it. I'm glad they're keeping their promises.
Yeah.
Hopefully the DLC won't come all glitched up like the Fallout 3. I remember every piece of DLC for Fallout 3, like it didn't work most
I-
of the time.
I would love it if like the anime's got like a callback to some of the stupid glitches. Like how
Yeah.
funny would it be if they do like a meta joke with like some car that's like hovering off the air or something?
Like
or
they're
some
playing a
weird
video
glitch.
game or something. It's like this game's so
buggy.
hyped.
Yeah, yeah,
And then they
yeah,
play.
yeah.
It's like it's glitched.
Yeah,
It
that'd
doesn't
be super
work.
Funny. Regardless, so I'm looking forward to the show. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. And if it's not, that's unfortunate.
It looks great. It looks
It looks
amazing.
really good.
Let's
The
Let's just taint the
animation looks good
cyberpunk
and
name even
everything,
more.
So I don't know. But is that everything you've been watching, Thane?
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm gonna pick anything over. It's just gonna be those 3 right now.
The season's almost over, so it
yeah,
makes sense.
and also what was my report on Ranking of Kings? I know that was like a older one, but
you haven't finished, did you?
I haven't finished yet. I got halfway, I think.
I think last time you were around the
Yeah.
same spot.
Okay. I haven't watched Ranking of Kings yet, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
Probably going to go like in the best of 2022 though, since it came out 2022. Well, second season did. It qualifies.
I'd love to watch that one.
You want to know
someday.
some BS? So Funimation did this little award thing in 2019 to like best anime of the decade. Full Malka's Brotherhood was not qualified because technically part of it aired in 2009. It's like that's bullcrap. It would have won if you considered it, because it's bullcrap.
That's why I think a lot of award shows are kind of silly.
Does Mouse still
'cause-
JO to Full Metal? Is it still number 1?
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's like
It's-
Kaguya was
Yeah.
number 1 for a bit.
Love is War season 3 jumped up ahead of it somehow for a bit, and like for a month it lasted, and then now
Wow.
Full Metal's back up.
Everyone wants to keep it number 1. It's like, come on.
Is there just purists
Come
that just
on.
live to make sure
Yeah.
that Full
Oh,
Metal?
yeah.
They've
I'm
dedicated
sure-
their entire lives.
I'm sure they've made tons of accounts to hype it up. Like every time something passes, they probably make another 100 accounts, each of these people, so that they can pass it again.
gotta get
Probably
10s
see the
across the
name.
board.
Mustang fan 357. That's
Yeah,
very
yeah,
gen-
they use the number, the
Yeah.
same name but a new number.
yeah.
I love Full Metal. That's great.
I just think something else needs to be number 1.
I would love to see if something else could actually just conquer it and stay there. And speaking of something that could potentially conquer it, probably won't. But the show that I've been watching, I think I talked a bit about it last time. That I started picking it back up, but I got caught all the way back up with it. I'm watching it week by week now. That's Licorice Recoil. Holy crap, is that a show? Skylar, you've been watching it since day one. I'm jelly of you.
It's been a
because
freaking ride.
I was all butthurt about it. I'm like, no, my shows are better. You can't have a good show. And then I like walked in his room one day and he's watching. I'm like, oh freak, I gotta check it out. And I love it. It's super freaking good.
And it just keeps getting better.
It really does.
It is
Keeps
unbelievable.
getting better.
Like each episode is just like a step up, and it's like anxious, almost like
Step up
nerve-
3 the
nerve-wracking.
streets. To,
Yeah, with Channing Tatum.
Step up 2 the streets. And
Yeah,
was it Step
we
up
just had
3D?
the this last episode. I mean, it's obviously not a spoiler if you have no idea. There's no context clues, but the Fellowship is breaking up. It was so sad.
It really was.
They'll get back
dude.
together at the end of the season.
I'm sure, but
Yeah.
like it's a good show. The animation's top, and
It's one of those
everything.
things where it's like, we're breaking up, the band's breaking up, and then they're like a sad moment, and then at the end it's like, we're getting back together.
That's every show.
Yeah.
There's-
Oh,
this
yeah.
is the down point.
I mean, like right now, these last 2 weeks for episodes 9 and 10 for most shows, and they're like the low points of the shows. They're all like that, and so it's been rough.
Yeah, then it gives them 2 to 3 episodes to make everyone happy.
Exactly.
Unless
yeah.
they freaking throw a curveball,
just make us all
just
sad.
a 100-mile-an-hour curveball where
makes us sad.
yeah,
sad.
just we're just sad. I'm like, wow.
The only time that didn't happen was an anime called Paranoia Agent. It's like these 2 cops, like you see them go,
don't
but
spoil
yeah,
it. I don't want to know anymore.
Yeah.
I saw that one day and I thought about buying it.
yeah.
They have a steelbook for it.
Oh, who has it now? Is it Funimation who?
I think it's
License?
G Kids,
G Kids. I want
whatever they are. I
I
don't
want
know
to
who
do
owns
that one for one,
It'd
but
be a fun one. It's
yeah.
a short one.
although is it streaming anywhere?
I don't know. It probably
G
is
Ki-
somewhere. I don't know though.
G Kids.
I know
doesn't, like,
Funimation works with them, but like I don't know like what
Yeah.
the whole thing is with them.
sometimes they do go through HBO Max, so maybe
Yeah,
it's on
that's true.
HBO
It
Max.
could be. But anyway, yeah, Licorice Recoil, really freaking good. I've been watching the other ones, like I said, Engage Kiss. I still really like that one. I recently had this revelation that it's very similar to what's it called? Guilty Crown. And it's not like it just gives me similar vibes. It's not very much so the same, but it's got similar vibes. I think I like this one better than Guilty Crown. However, there's some themes in Guilty that I liked a lot too. I don't know. It's still good. I'm still enjoying it for sure. I don't think it's as good as Licorice Recoil though. The other shows though, I mean, they're season 2s, so like they're all right. I mean, they're just more story. It's not like anything crazy, I don't think.
That's a Digimon season. It's called Digimon Ghosts.
Oh, is it new?
Still
season
making
of Digimon?
Digimon anime. Isn't it great?
I didn't know they were making new ones.
Yeah, they are.
So you said you've been watching Licorice Recoil.
Mhm.
What were the other ones you were watching, Sky?
Rent a Girlfriend.
Rent a Girlfriend.
It's still good.
It's
It also like makes me even more sad that there's so many good things and awesome moments that have happened, and so much time has passed from where I'm watching to where I'm reading. It's just like, dang, these two suck at love. It's sad. It's just sad.
I love the meme. Well, it's
the
spoilers.
manga meme.
Yeah.
I think it's 271 or something.
Yeah,
like
the
that.
ocean meme.
217.
Yeah. It's I don't know. It's fun. I like Rent a Girlfriend, and the manga right now. It's slowly introducing things where it's like, okay, I wish we would have got this 30, 40, 50 chapters ago, but whatever.
That's One Piece.
But yeah, and then I started a new one, just because the season's coming to a close, like the season of the summer season of anime. So I want to try to just kind of binge some different shows that Thane and Cole aren't watching, just to give, I guess, me, but all of us a bigger pool to choose from for when we do the final episode of the summer season. Anyway, I picked up one called The Maid I Hired is Mysterious, or something along those lines. I watched the first 3 episodes today, and it was, I mean, it's fun. It's just mysterious because of the circumstances of things that happen, and you're just like, I don't really know what's going on.
It's not like that one show, with the maid where she's a lolicon.
I don't know what that show is that you're talking
I
about.
don't remember what it is, but it's about a maid who's like a soldier, and turns out she's a lolicon. She says this really messed up line where it's like, I don't fall in love I don't fall in love with girls who've already had their period.
Oh my gosh.
That's
It's like,
horrible.
what the hell is this?
Is this an old show or?
It's like 2018.
Holy crap.
When you just said that thing, I thought of that one Leonardo DiCaprio meme where it's like up, and he
Yeah.
puts his finger up.
Because he doesn't date women younger than.
Older than 25.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's so stupid. Okay, just because there's a lot of manga that I'm reading that fall, and even this weird maid one, fall into this weird,
Pedo-esque.
and I hate it. I hate it so much that this is even a thing in Japan. But Cole and Thane lovingly remind me that it's okay in Japan. Like it's.
I wouldn't say it's okay.
Oh, well, yeah.
It's more accepted, I guess.
It's accepted.
Yeah, it's
Specifically,
accepted.
the Takana and Hana one, that's the one I was talking about, where the guy is older and then the girl is 16 and then they get engaged.
Let's just say in some of the backwoods countries that.
Well, it's with the parents' blessing. Anyway, regardless.
That's what makes it okay.
The ones
if
that
you will.
the ones that I'm reading or watching that are kind of like that, there's no effing going on.
Yeah.
And they try to paint it in this wholesome light, but still in my brain I'm just like
Back of your head, you're just like,
yeah.
Kinda,
Yeah, for real.
Kind of cringe, not gonna lie.
But I guess just real quick, the kind of the premise of this maid one is this kid's parents have a freak accident and he's rich, so he lives at home, but apparently he is now running out of money, so he is the master of this big house.
I think I've seen a trailer of this show.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
then this maid chick just literally opens the door to his house while he's in there one day, and she's like, hey, let me work for you. And he's like, I can't pay you, I don't have any money. And she's like, just let me live here and I'll do it for free. And he's like, okay. But the whole thing is he's just so sus of her the entire time. So it's like She's
Sus?
mysterious.
I
Yeah.
feel like I've seen a trailer of this. It's slightly saucy.
I've seen
There's
the
not even any-
I've seen the
There's not
manga
even any
on Right
saucy or
Stuff.
spicy things that
I
happen.
must be thinking of something else.
But it's like, it's just, I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I've seen 3 episodes,
Is she?
but it's
wait,
like
is she?
not much
is
has
she,
happened.
Is she tan skinned?
Yeah, she's more darker.
Is she a spy?
I don't know, Thane. I need to watch more.
Is
But
she a-
wait,
that's
that's a different show. That's Spy
Yeah.
Family.
that's
Oh,
kind of the
yeah.
whole. That's kind of the whole thing of
There's
the
no
show,
brown
though.
chicks in that.
Is
no.
the kind of the whole thing of the show is like what keeps you going is you want to know what the freak who she is and why she's even there because there's
Is it a
literally
comedy?
nothing. Not really.
It
Slice of
looks
life?
like
It's kind of like it's more so a slice of life because like she'll do stuff where
That's
the
kinda-
kid.
That's kind of weird because I saw the manga on Right Stuff. It's like, that seems interesting, and it makes it like how it's laid out makes it like with the font and the white background, just the character blushing, like makes it look like a comedy, which I guess is pretty deceiving.
Well, I don't. I think it's more of a slice of life
Yeah.
because what'll happen is she'll say something like, "I've cast a spell on you to make you fall for me," and he's like, "Oh my gosh, you're the prettiest girl I've ever seen." So they both get embarrassed, but she's like embarrassed that he's embarrassed because he thinks that she's casting magic on him, but he's not. He's just like they use magic as like the metaphor or the vehicle for explaining his love for this girl. So he's like pouring out his heart, but he's also like, "You did this to me, like you're all I could think about because of your magic spell." And she's over here just like getting all embarrassed, blushing. She's like, "Oh my gosh, there's no magic spell. This kid's just in love with me, and it's cute." And it's just like, I don't know. I would give the show a 6 or a 7 right now, but the mystery is why I'm gonna keep watching.
Oh man, interesting.
Other than that, I started. I've just been like going through some backlog. I started. I got reincarnated as a slime. Man, that is a very fun isekai. That is a fun one. I'm not even gonna lie. I think you guys would probably enjoy it. I'm like 6
Really?
episodes
I've heard
in.
good things.
Yeah, it's fun and it's like not what I expected at all. I don't really know what I expected going into it, but like the first episode, you're like, "Wow, this is kind of fun."
Really?
Yeah, and it just keeps going. It's like what it reminds me of is just a video game. Like he starts out as a slime, but he just continually levels up and does things, and it's.
But he's
like,
still a slime, right? Like he doesn't turn into a human.
minor spoilers. He
cover.
can transform.
Okay.
Front
But
cover.
where I'm at, he hasn't gotten that ability yet. But like he can eat things and then transform into whatever those
I
things
see.
are.
Oh, so is he gonna eat a person? And
I'm not there yet.
I just remember hearing
The
about
front
this,
cover literally spoils it.
and I was just like, that's gonna be so dumb. Who wants to watch a little slime just like
Yeah, that was
around everywhere?
That's what I thought too. But like,
Hey, who
it-
wants to watch a
it's a
tiny
good-
who wants to
good,
watch a
7.
tiny deaf kid become the king?
7 or 8, I'd give it right now.
Well, that sounds a lot more interesting than some slime.
Yeah, it is.
What was that? You licked your thumb?
And he had the pause too. He had the pause. Yeah.
Well, guys, with that, we're going to take our quick break, and when we get back, we're going to go over our thoughts on Gurren Lagann. I guess specifically the ending, but honestly, the whole show as a whole. It'll be open spoilers for the entirety of the show, so if you have not yet seen it, we don't recommend watching it. But if you have, feel free to enjoy along with us as we basically gush over it because we all like it a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, we'll be right back. See you in a second. And we're back from our break. Welcome, everybody. Now it's time to talk about Gurren Lagann. Before we get into it, what'd you guys think about it? Pretty good?
Wait. Hold on. Really
no.
quick. You watched the sub, right?
Yeah.
Okay, because the way you pronounce Gurren Lagann, you pronounce like Lagann, but the way they say it in the dubbed is Gurren Lagann. Gurren Lagann. There's a difference.
Oh, Lagann?
Gurren, not Lagann, but Gurren Lagann, and you go Gurren Lagann.
Gurren
So like
Lagann?
where you have the accent, I guess is different.
The enunciation?
Yeah, but it's interesting because you said it that way the entire time, but I'm like, but he's watching the sub, so it makes sense.
I don't know if the sub says it like that or not. I don't know if that's just the way I just said it.
Lagann.
Because, yeah, they definitely say Gurren Lagann. They don't have the accent on the Lagann. Lagann.
I know in the sub, in the original Japanese audio, he goes, "Oi."
He does that a lot, definitely.
But
Does that a lot.
But in the dub, he's like, hey.
Yeah, in the sub, you're like, oi, Simon.
Simon. Yeah, I give it a 9. There's one thing that I'll talk about in a little bit that I thought was really silly, but like the more I talked to you and Thane about it a little bit, I was just like, okay, I guess I understand, but I still think it's just lazy writing at one specific section.
I think it's like a 9 or honestly a 10. Regardless, it's a high 9.
Totally.
Like, well, I have a thought about it of reason like why it's not perfectly a 10, but like it's kind of like blanketed over. Regardless,
I'm definitely gonna give it 9 too. A lot of dumb improbabilities that try to pass off as science.
Yeah, they're just like if we say really big, long, drawn out things, then the audience will just
it'll
be like,
work.
eh?
Hey guys, we make it work because
we can.
Hearts.
Heart. We've got heart, when we scream really loud, it gets everyone pumped up.
And it works.
Who the hell do you think we are? I love that catchphrase, by the way. I love it much.
What it lacks in brains, it definitely makes up in spirit.
It really does have a lot
totally.
of spirit. So anyway, give us a short, quick recap of I guess like
the
17
second half,
on.
yeah.
Well, first I'm gonna give it a score. I'm give it a mid to high 9. Definitely check it out. Did you like it? Did you not? Sound off in the comments and transition. I'm trying to do the fucking needle drop thing. Oh, sorry.
Wait, what's the needle drop thing?
Anthony Fantano.
I don't know what that is.
It's the bald guy who does the music.
Yeah, he's like, Machine Gun Kelly sucks.
Yeah.
I'm like, his sales, never mind. We're doing anime.
Yeah, that's just his
I
opinion.
like Machine Gun Kelly. Go ahead, Thane.
Yeah, that's just his opinion. A lot of people don't agree with some of his opinions, but that's okay.
A lot of people hate Machine Gun Kelly, but not this guy. Okay, Thane, back to you.
Okay.
Who do we got?
All right, we got 3-minute recap. Go. Society is advanced after they killed Lord Genome, and I didn't know that's his full name until I read the subtitles.
I know, right?
His name's Lord Genome,
It's just his
not
name.
Lord Genome.
It's Lord Genome.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
Lord?
why they always
It's
say
not-
Lord Genome.
It's not Lord. It's Lore.
Lord. It's Lord
Oh, it is
Genome.
Lord.
But it's like
But
his
that's not
full
a
name.
title. That's his name.
It's
It's just
it's
two
not really
names
a
combined.
title.
Lord. Okay. On with the recap. So they defeated Lord Genome. They advanced to a city, advanced society, and everything's good. Simon's their leader. And one day, the naked apes go over 1 million, and let me think.
A million population.
Yeah, and then the aliens come down, and Simon fights the aliens, but blows up, and people are like, "Boo! We don't like Simon."
Yeah, thanks for saving us. Thanks for saving our city. Boo!
It's like
You're so
Superman.
I am so buttered about it.
They're not gods. They're demons or something like that. And Nia turns out to be a anti-spiral messenger, and she's bad. And so Simon gets sent to prison because he's going to be executed.
For his war crimes.
And then Rossio.
To be fair, he did actually
Yeah.
technically commit war
Yeah.
crimes.
By saving the city. Keep that
No,
in
by
mind.
killing a bunch of people.
Yeah.
A bunch
They
of
would-
civilians.
They would have died if more people would have.
We'll
We'll
discuss
get to
this
that.
later.
We'll get to that. We'll get to that.
So he gets sent to prison, and Viral's there because he got captured too.
That was dope, by the way.
And then what's her name? Yoko, who went to be a school teacher, got her island attacked by a beast man, and she's like, I'm gonna go save Simon, and she's like, we gotta go hop in the mech and save the ship that's taken off to the moon because they're gonna get ambushed. And so it's like, all right, let's go. And then they find out the moon's a giant ship base, and it kind of looks like that one from Sonic Adventure 2, if you think about it.
Yeah.
And then they get the moon and becomes a giant battleship. It's like, what's going to happen with the moon? I don't know. Who cares? Let's go to space. and then they go to space, and then they find the anti-spiral. But along the way, a bunch of side characters die, and Keaton, rest in peace, bro.
Man,
Blew
Dude,
himself
don't
up.
kiss Yoko. Don't
Yeah,
kiss
for
her.
real. Don't kiss
Don't
her.
Yeah,
freaking
that's
do
what I,
it.
that's
Yeah.
what I wrote down too. I was like, whoever Yoko touches dies.
Yeah.
Don't kiss her. It's bad.
But like, oh man, I really liked Keaton, and I thought his death.
Hey, Recap here.
It's so slow,
yeah.
Thane.
No, oh my gosh. Okay, so
going pretty fast.
he blows up and
That's
dies,
true.
but that saves everyone from the star ocean. Get it? Ha. And then he finds.
I get it.
They finds the anti-spiral, and the anti-spiral's like, here, live a peaceful life. It's like, what? And they live a peaceful life, and then Simon's like, what's going on? And then guess who appears? It's Kamina.
It's our
like,
boy.
he's like, this is not the real life. Get out of here. He's like, yeah.
Yeah, they got hit with the what is
Yell
it?
really loud and everything's
Yeah.
okay.
No. What happened in Naruto? What's it called?
Jutsu?
No, what's it called in Naruto when they all got they got in the chakra sleep? They go sleepy.
Oh,
sleep at the
The
very end.
Infinite Tsukiyomi.
Yeah.
Okay. No. Okay. So they form the title, the full title in Japanese, the Teigen Toppa Gurren Lagann. And then, that's the full title in Japanese.
Yeah.
And then they drill the anti-spiral, and it's like, we saved the day. We won. And then Nia and Simon have a wedding, but Nia dies.
She
Rip.
vaporizes.
Because she was connected to the spiral, and that was her life source, and she
Anti-spiral.
vaporizes. And then in 1,000 years, not 1,000 years, like
It was like, what, 50?
50 years,
Something like that?
everyone's living a normal life. And
Yoko's old.
Yoko's old.
Simon's
Simon's
old.
old.
Rossio's
Rossi's old. He looks like his dad figure.
Or like
yeah.
the guy,
Priest.
the
Yeah.
priest guy, yeah.
And everyone lives happily ever after the end.
Okay, before, I just wanted to throw this out really quick because we're already there at the very end. The very, very, very end. I don't know how it was for you guys with the dub, but old Simone, the voice actor, was the narrator the entire show.
I don't remember if it was,
I
but
didn't
You know
pay
what?
attention
At the
if it
beginning of
was.
every episode, it's like, this is a story about a man who's like trying to conquer the world or
Yeah.
whatever. That narrator was old Simone in the last episode.
It probably was, and that's just a small detail I didn't even pick up on.
I heard it and I was just like,
it probably was. I probably didn't.
I'm like that Leonardo
Yeah.
DiCaprio.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Up.
it's the same freaking yeah, I wanted to throw that out really quick. That was really cool.
I think we should start with what we didn't like about the show, because obviously I think those are going to be
Easier to get through, probably.
yeah,
Yeah.
and just way less. We're going to have way more things to gush about.
Anti-probability missiles. Thought that was
That was kind of silly.
so dumb. It's like they can negate probability. It's like, what does that mean?
Yeah, that was kind of an ass pull for sure. I don't know.
What's
about
that
one.
even mean?
It's like they flip a coin, but the coin doesn't flip. It just stays.
You don't
still.
even need it to be a missile. You just need it to be a ball of energy. It's like somehow it can negate probability.
Hey, Sky, I think you can lead us off here with the stuff we weren't too fond of. Go for it.
So my whole thing, and this is why I gave it a 9. I mean, this is just one, and really, in the grand scheme of things, it's such a small detail that they totally just threw away anyway, regardless. But I thought how society reacted to Simone saving them from the two what are they called? Mugen? The robots.
Mongoon? I don't know. The anti-spiral.
Yeah, the anti-spiral. Because what happens is two of them come into the city, and they start wreaking havoc. And the soldiers are fighting these things, but they can't kill them. So then Simone gets into Gurren Lagann, and he goes and kills them. And then and he didn't know this, nobody knew this, but as they blew up, they turned into little shapes. They were cubes, actually, which I thought was interesting, that they weren't spirals. They broke apart as cubes. Shapes, it's a theme. Anyway, the shapes fall down into the city and then blow up and kind of wreak havoc. And after that, Simone gets charged with war crimes because parts of the city blew up. People probably died, but I just thought it was really dumb because the people were getting really pissed. Granted, they've had a pretty cush life for the last 7 years or so, but they got really pissed and they were so mad at Simone. But like, it made no sense to me that they were angry at Simone and they blame him for these two aliens coming out of the sky that no one even knew about, and they start destroying the city. And then Simone gets arrested and charged for saving them. And I thought it was really, 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 really dumb. But I don't know. Thane, I had a conversation with Thane, and he's like, yeah, I mean, society overreacts, and they need somebody to blame. But yeah, that was kind of my biggest thing with it. But then there was another line that one of the people, the humans, said, this is all your fault if you wouldn't have killed Lorne Genome. And it's like,
Technically,
What?
he's not wrong.
I know technically he's not wrong, but like the life back then sucked balls for them.
Did it though? It probably wasn't as cushy as it is right then, but like they would have been alive. Their dog wouldn't have been dead.
Oh yeah, speaking of Lauren Genome, they turned him into a computer.
Oh yeah, that was a thing, wasn't
They
it?
found his head and turned into a computer.
I thought that was dumb. I didn't
Yeah.
like that. I thought that was kind of silly.
It's
Yeah.
like-
I guess the other thing too.
It
I
made good
remember-
moments, but I thought it was kind of dumb.
I remember there was points like he knows everything, but it's like, wait, we didn't know this, and then he tells him like, oh yeah, this happens.
He's like, why didn't you tell us that
couldn't-
earlier?
We could have told us that sooner.
They
Yeah,
even,
yeah.
they even tell him. They're like,
So,
what the heck?
Literally, that's just my little gripes with it. Is just I thought some of the writing was silly. Like I said, I thought the way that the people reacted, the citizens, I didn't agree. I thought it was really stupid. I thought they could have written it differently, but like whatever. And then the other thing that I thought was like, okay, well, I guess they just didn't really care about that is when Rossio. By the way, I loved his character writing, even though I hated him. Like they wrote him good for you to hate him, but his character arc was really good. Anyway, Rossio takes 180,000 people onto the ship and just leaves. He's like, "F you guys, sorry."
What else are you gonna do?
I know, I
Yeah.
know.
I think that was done beautifully.
No,
I think
that's
that-
what I think is
agree.
done beautifully too. It's like he's panicking. He's like, "What do I do? We got to go."
I can't
he
dislike
leaves.
him. I can't dislike him as a result.
No. I don't dislike him from that. I'm saying I didn't like him in the beginning. But his character arc was great.
Oh.
They wrote
Yeah.
him so you don't like him.
Yeah, you don't really care about him at the
Yeah,
beginning.
yeah.
It slowly grows on you.
Yeah, because he's dogging on Simone, and you're like, what the frick? He's arrested him. Anyway, where I thought it was like, okay, Rossio leaves, takes 180,000. Everyone else is like, F you, sorry. Like, we're just trying to keep humanity going. And then he comes back, and nobody says a word. It's just like,
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
okay,
he
I'll give you
doesn't
that
get-
one.
He doesn't get reprimanded for his crimes. He doesn't get
I don't
berated
know.
by the
Is that a crime
society.
though? Like
No,
that
like,
was one
well,
of those like.
He doesn't get reprimanded from society.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But I almost feel like they probably realized like
Yeah.
it's probably the move, guy. You're probably
Yeah,
on that one.
but also, like, I feel like that is so much more worse than what Simone did to get
Yeah.
arrested. So I was like, really? But anyway, at that
And,
point, I had already all but given up on some of the writing. I was just like, whatever. Like, that's just a detail that they're not going to go back to. And
Yeah.
at that point, that would just be me overanalyzing and nitpicking.
I'm a
Plus,
bit
they screamed
indifferent.
really loud, and it was exciting.
and also Rossio's like, okay, you guys are gonna go to space. Okay, bye. I'm gonna go kill myself.
yeah, he was just gonna go end him. He was just
Yeah.
like, I can't do this crap. I really,
But
really,
Simon's
really
like, grit
Rossio.
those teeth.
I think it was awesome.
What if he says that? Like, I learned this from Kamina. Grit those teeth.
It's basically what he said. Didn't
Yeah.
it? Anyway, I really liked Rossio's character.
But
During
he said
the,
it like that instead of grit those teeth. He just like grit those teeth.
Well, he made the hard decisions that nobody else was
yeah,
going to
exactly. I mean, like, it's just one of those things. It's like you have to do it, and like what he did was the correct decisions, in my opinion. But yeah, holy crap, to be
They
the one
were
that
the-
actually had to do it. Wow.
But and this goes back to what Thane was saying, though, is if Lord Genome would have said, "Oh, by the way, that moon that's going to kill you, it's actually a
Oh
spaceship."
yeah. He just like,
that would
yes,
then,
this is it. It's a spaceship.
then-
It's like, why did you tell us earlier?
Yeah, then Rossio wouldn't have to.
We need drill power to power it. By the way, it's like, oh, get out the gunman.
yeah,
Get
but
out the-
Rossio wouldn't had to have like taken those people and left on the ship if they were gonna just take over the moon anyway. All he had to say was, "Oh, yeah, that moon that's gonna come kill us in 3 weeks, it's a spaceship."
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
dumb.
So
That is
anyway,
dumb.
like I said, I think that was just that's pretty much my only gripes with it. As I just thought some of the writing was really stupid. They could have done better.
My biggest gripe is also one of like its compliments as well. It's weird. I absolutely dislike how often they just do stupid like this works because of magic. This works because of willpower. This
Yeah,
works
the anime BS.
But like
Yeah.
they do it so much throughout the entirety of the show that it's almost expected and becomes a thing where you don't care that it's a problem. It's really, really
and
weird.
I think they start that. I mean, they established
they
that
established it episode
way
1.
early. Yeah, 'cause-
literally episode 1.
Well, even more so too when Common is like, "We gotta combine." He grabs Logon and just shoves him
Yeah.
into his brain.
Yeah.
It's like that moment right there for me. Anyway, all logic went out the door.
Exactly, yeah. And I'm very deeply rooted in logic, and so I was very kind of like put off by it to begin with. But like as you keep going, it just happens so much more. You're just like, whatever, I don't care. I'm here for the characters, basically. the interesting characters and see what they do.
I'm
in the
here for
situations they put in.
14-year-old boobies. Yoko was 14 at the beginning of the series.
Could have fooled me. Also,
Don't worry
bonk.
later. Don't worry.
Yeah, get bonked.
Don't worry later. She's 24. I don't know how many years it was. After
7. It was 7 years.
she's
So at first,
21.
after the time skip, I was like, "What the heck? Why does society advance so fast?" But then they explained it, so I was okay with that. That was another one of those, "Where's the logic? I need the logic" moments. But then
In
they actually
Boru-
explained it, so I was like, "Whatever."
In Boruto,
okay.
in 10 years, they have burger shops.
True. That's a good point.
They have McDonald's. Although
Um,
then Naruto's technology is so consistent. First, they have like regular huts with like not huts, like they have housing structures, but they have no vehicles, and they like I don't know, but they have like VHS tapes and cameras, and it's like this is what era are we in?
Yeah. The last thing I really wanted to say about the show is it's not necessarily like a nitpick, if anything. It's more of like a, dang, that would have been crazy if they did this instead.
Well, the movies, the summary movies do it's not really summary movies, they're like retellings, and they have a few differences in
I don't
there.
think they would have
Yeah.
done this, though.
Yeah.
So this is more of a moment that, like, they would never have done, because Gurren Lagann is not this kind of a show. But wow, if they would have done it, it would have been effing powerful. So the big spaceship's lifting off. Simone's in jail,
Yeah.
right? Nia appears to him in jail right before Yoko comes in.
Yeah.
Nia does like this like
You'd be a real boring bitch.
Nia does this conversation talk thing with Simone, basically saying like, "No, we beat you, we got you," and at that moment, the spaceship was literally lifting up in the background, and I wanted to just see the spaceship blow up, just them just take out the spaceship, and I would just been like, "Holy freak! How crazy it would have been if they did that!" But then I remember there's a baby on board, and they can't kill a baby, and because Gurren Lagann's not
Yeah.
that show.
Yeah.
But like, freak! What a crazy impact and feeling that would have had if they would have just boom,
Well, another-
like Death Star.
This
Like
is-
the Death
Yeah,
Star blew
yeah.
it up.
This is directed by Yoshioki Tomino. This is directed by Hideki Anno.
Well,
Sorry, Tomino's not a familiar name to you.
a funny detail, kind of within the same realm of that spaceship, though, is that spaceship transforms into a mech to fight. There's
Yeah.
tons of freaking people in that thing while
yeah.
they're going ham. And while I was
Yeah.
watching that fight, and I was just like, I wonder, like, are the people just flying around in there?
Just getting motion
Yeah, they're just
sickness.
getting
Yeah.
wrecked.
There's so much vomit in the,
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
blizzard.
Although, I will admit, when watching the, it was the fourth one, the fourth Evangelion, or the third, I can't remember. No, it was the fourth one, when, Ray was looking at the baby and she started going crazy. I thought, oh no, is she going to do something to that baby? She's going to rip that baby in half.
But yeah, all in all, like, it was really good. My favorite part,
Don't
no
worry,
matter
she doesn't
what,
rip the baby in
was
half.
like the characterizations and seeing how the people were able to grow. I'm very disappointed that Yoko got the shaft once again in this season. She had her moments, but like basically was put off on the side when she had potential to be a really cool character from the first part. I also am very disappointed that Nia became a pseudo bad guy, because I really liked her character too.
Yeah.
And you didn't even see her the entire
she was
last
gone the
part.
whole second half.
And so that was really sad. The ending when
She was the princess in the castle.
yeah, but they had her though, so it would have been cool if they did more. Anyway, the ending when she fades away, like, I kind of saw it coming. It didn't really feel too bad. It felt like melancholy, I guess. It was good, I thought, though. And I really liked how they had a conversation with everybody at the end, and Simone's like, "Yeah, we kind of knew this was going to happen, but it is what it is," so.
Yeah. I guess just a few more final thoughts from my end. I thought V-Roll and Simone's chemistry was awesome. I love those two together.
Oh, yeah.
He just wanted a family.
Viro's one of my favorite characters in the show, no
yeah,
doubt.
for sure. I loved the cycle that Rossio went through, where in the first half of the show, when we first meet him, he leaves the the city or his little town with the kids
Yep.
because of population control.
Yes.
And then that's another thing he has to deal with is like, oh my
Yes.
gosh, I'm literally
It's
having to do this
very well
again.
done. It's
Yeah.
very, very well done, and it's so it's poetic basically how he's the one that has to deal with the same problem he had early on.
Yeah. I like that. What were your guys' thoughts on the kind of twist with Lord Genome where he's like, actually, I was a good guy. I was just trying what I thought was the best way to keep humanity alive from the spirals, the anti-spirals.
I was okay with it, but I disliked the way he went about doing it, just by killing everybody that showed up on top.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that's silly.
Yeah.
But I do like the idea that he was trying to just be good and
Yeah.
trying to help humanity.
Yeah. And then my last couple things, I thought the music was awesome. Like we've already talked about, the pump up moments were really effing good. And I think that's, for me, that's kind of how they got away with it. It's like I would be fixated on some BS. I'm like, what the hell? But then it just gets you excited and you're like, okay.
Yeah, for me, I'm a huge sucker for any anime that uses the intro song within the episode during the hype moment.
Yeah.
And Gurren Lagann did not fail me there. Like, when they had the big final fight, all of a sudden you hear the intro song start playing. I was like, let's effing go!
Yeah.
I was so freaking excited about that.
And then the last couple things that I thought were pretty cool was... Well, this was interesting. It was hard to tell the scale of things. I didn't really know how big their mechs were because
At the end, anyway,
you
for
see,
sure.
you see them literally fighting. They're the size of galaxies. They
Yes.
destroy actual
Bigger
galaxies.
than
They throw
galaxies.
galaxies at
Yeah.
each other.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's a cut.
Sorry,
to,
all those planets.
It's a cut to. It's a cut
Holy
to
crap,
Earth.
yeah,
Hopefully,
for
there's no
real.
alien life on there.
Yeah, no,
They're
I wrote
dead.
that down. I was like, well, there's entire civilizations completely wiped out.
Yeah.
But
And it does establish at the end, alien species are making contact. It's like, I guess.
Yeah.
yeah, they're probably pissed as hell
Yeah.
because we destroyed their galaxies. Anyway, I thought it was interesting. You couldn't really tell the scale of things because they're fighting and they're the size of actual galaxies. But then there's a shot from Earth and you can see their heads, and
Yeah.
it's like you wouldn't even. You probably would just see the giant color red. Like you wouldn't be able to see anything if they
Well,
were that
as you know,
size.
the writers kicked logic out.
On the same conversation of the scale, I really like how they finished the final thing.
Yep.
By every single
Yep.
thing jumping out of
Yeah.
each other. It's like a freaking Darumaka doll.
Totally.
Our camera died. And we're back. Sorry about that once again. Our camera gets overheated, so it's a bit of a problem. But that basically wrapped up anyway, though.
Yeah.
We didn't really have a lot left to say, but it was good. Thane's got
I watch
some...
the ending every time. It goes, love and rock, peace.
Yeah. I
like
didn't really
the-
watch the endings very often.
I like the punk rock.
I watched the
Yeah.
intros a lot because I
Yeah.
really liked the intro, but...
Yeah, some of the songs, at least in the first half of the second half, the first couple episodes of the second half, it was almost like POD, kind of like that early 2000s rap rock.
I started tearing up when I heard Libra Me From Hell. It's like, see the impossible, do the unthinkable. Like, row, fight the power. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh.
I like how they use that as the fight the power in
Yeah.
the middle of the transition thing.
Yeah, I thought it was a great show, though. Like I said, I have my nitpicks with the writing because I just
Watching
thought it
it
was
again, I
really
cried.
lazy.
Yeah?
Yeah, I cried.
Multiple times?
Yeah.
Dang,
The
dude.
final episodes, I was like,
I got really hyped for that final fight when everyone's like, "Who the hell do you think we are?" I was just like, "Yeah, let's go, let's kill them!" Like I was so hyped for that moment. It was so good. The music slapped. The fight scene was cool, and it was just like nice. And then, like Cole was saying before the camera died, was the shrinking of. You get to see all the iterations of
Like
Gurren
the Darumaka
Lagann.
dolls like
Yeah.
popping out of each other.
And then it
stuff.
ends with
That-
Lagann.
that dream where everyone's having the dream common shows up. I was like,
Oh, yeah. So I didn't realize. I thought that was going to be the last episode. Then I realized I had another 2 more after
Yeah.
that because I thought I
And then-
got in my head that there was only 24 or
and
whatever.
then it's showing a star go by and like showing everyone's ideal lives, and it's like,
It's just like, Gabi died.
Yeah.
and even though I don't remember names, rest in peace to the side characters who died valiantly.
Yeah, they honestly did die pretty valiantly.
Yeah,
didn't
I
that
like
guy-
the twins, the 2 twins.
They're
I
pretty
thought-
dope.
That guy
yeah.
that jumped in front of the missile to blow him up, and then
Yeah.
his wife's like, We gotta keep going.
Yeah.
And then the twins that save
The kids.
yeah, and they're like ah ha ha ha.
They're just
Boom.
freaking like, yeah, let's go. Boom, dead. They were pretty cool.
And the other guy's like, well, this is it. I'm out. Yep. Goodbye.
I didn't care for Keaton until the second part though. The
Yeah,
first part
yeah.
I
I'm
didn't
with
care
you.
at all about him.
Yeah,
I
I'm
just
with
thought he
you
was a
there.
jerk. I was
He
just
was
like,
kind of a goofball.
I
And then
didn't like how he tried to take over the team a little bit at the beginning when Kamina first died. But like later on, he becomes a lot better.
Yeah.
But yeah. Any final thoughts on this
And then
wonderful
he
show?
rams the missile into the thing, and he goes, goodbye.
You should
later,
watch the
everybody.
show.
Boom.
If you haven't seen it, you should watch this.
If
Sorry,
you're going
we
to spoil everything, then
yeah.
you haven't seen it. I'm
I say, even
disappointed
though
in
you spoiled it, we can't put into picture how truly epic this anime is. It's up there next to freaking Full Metal Alchemist and Neon Genesis Evangelion.
It's really
And-
freaking good.
and-
Very, very impressed.
And also, the guy who you didn't get his name Yoshioki Tomino. I know his last name's Tomino. He's the guy who made Gundam, and he made a bunch of violent anime, which is why I said this isn't a Tomino anime, because he's also known as Kill 'Em All Tomino. And the ship definitely would have blown up if he was in charge, baby included.
Oh, jeez. I was gonna point out something. I've recently caught up on Dan.
Yeah,
Are you caught up on that thing?
yeah,
Did you see the part where the giant mech had the giant glasses on it?
yeah.
I was like, that's gotta be a Gurren Lagann.
Probably. I'd
reference.
have to see again, but probably is.
I saw it. And I'm like, there's no freaking way. I thought that was cool, and I was
This
like,
is
hey.
this is the one of the most iconic animes of all time. If there was a 1001 animes you need to watch before you die, I think it'd be up there. They usually do it by year, so it'd definitely be probably in the year 2007 or whatever it released.
I'm honestly surprised I never watched it before. It's really good.
Definitely in the 1001, my list of 1001 anime you need to watch before you die. Evangelion's probably there. I'm gonna die if I don't watch it. Death Note, well,
I like
Death Note, yeah.
I like that too.
Yeah.
Really good show, and I'm glad we watched it. Thank you,
Yeah,
for
thank you,
picking
Thane.
it.
Man, we should
have like an anime award.
Man, that should
Thane
be
picked the best anime that we watched so
Yeah.
far.
So far, for sure.
You've
yeah.
been crowned, Thane.
I think I would like to see a community together and make 1001 anime you need to watch before you die. It's probably there somewhere.
Just go on
Look.
Mal.
You can do 100
Yeah.
to 1 a lot easier. I don't think 1,000's
No,
easy.
like there's the movie thing, the 1001 movies you need to watch
Yeah, I
before
don't
you
think
die.
there's 1,000 good anime.
Probably is. And even like some of the average
I watch
ones,
a lot of
it's-
trash. And
some of the more like there's a lot from the 80s and 90s that probably
let's just say I don't want my mom to watch My Ex is my new stepsister. Like, she don't need to see that. But she could watch Gurren Lagann and have a good time, I
Yeah.
think.
I think there's you can squeak out 1001.
But anyway, thank you, Thane, for picking that one. Skylar,
Definitely movies and stuff you could probably put in there.
Skylar, you got the next one. What are we
Yes.
doing next time?
So, we are going to be watching a show on Crunchyroll. If you
Ooh.
have the subscription, you can go watch it there. Which
Is it anywhere else?
I don't know. I can check really quick.
Yeah.
Check your HBO Max.
It
Check
is
your
called.
Netflix.
Hopefully, you guys haven't heard of it.
Dun.
Skeleton Knight in Another World.
I've never heard of this.
Ah,
What the
it's an
heck?
isekai.
I think it's an isekai. Well, I guarantee
in
it's an
another
isekai.
world.
Oh, it's definitely an isekai, yeah.
I'm going to read the little dealio. When Ark wakes up, he discovers that he has been transported to another world in the body of the character he was playing in an MMO, looking like a suit of armor
No.
on the outside and a skeleton on the inside. He is the Skeleton Knight. If his identity is discovered, he could be mistaken for a monster and become a target. Ark decides to spend his time as a mercenary so as not to attract attention to himself. However, he's not the kind of man who can stand idly by when he witnesses evil acts take place right before his eyes.
Do you think it's going to be any good?
No idea. There's
What
only
year
12
was it
episodes.
released?
Yeah, what year?
I don't know where to check. Crunchyroll doesn't tell me.
Check Wikipedia or
Yeah,
something.
look
or
it up
Mal.
and see if you can find out where else it might be streaming. That sounds interesting. I thought about picking an isekai for one of my things, but I don't know if I ever
There was
do.
one isekai I wanted to pick because it's like so subversive and pretty depressing, but nowhere's streaming it, and that kind of pisses me off.
That's rough, dude. When there's no
you
stream,
can now
it's
you can
rough.
buy the episodes legally on YouTube through Lionsgate of all people, but I don't want to do that.
Okay, so it's a light novel series. It also has a manga adaptation, and April 2022. So it was this year.
Oh, so literally this year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Where to watch?
Calm down.
Well, we know Crunchyroll at least.
If you want to know the anime, if you want to watch it anytime, it's called Now and Then Here and There.
Oh, for the thing you're talking about?
Yeah.
If Skylar can't find it within the next couple seconds, it'll be in the description regardless. I try to put that in every single description. So if you need to find it elsewhere, it'll be in the description. That's legal.
I'm going to pick violent anime for mine, and you guys are going to be... I'm going to pick Goblin Slayer.
Ooh.
I don't know. Maybe something more
I guess you got a couple weeks to think about it, though, so you're good. But yeah, that is today's episode. Thank you guys for...
Crunchyroll, that's all.
Just Crunchyroll?
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching or listening, wherever you guys are consuming our stuff. We appreciate it. Thank you guys. Really quick, during the month of October, whenever Chainsaw Man starts airing, we're going to be doing bonus episodes of the podcast where the three of us are going to be covering that series as it comes out week by week.
Ha! When we talk about Chainsaw Man, for them, life is not Daijoubu.
No, life is not Daijoubu
Life is
for them.
bloody.
So basically, the way it's going to work, the first half of whatever it's going to be, probably 30 minutes, if that, per episode. The first half is going to be spoiler-free, and then we're going to do a big spoiler warning, and then talk about everything completely spoiler open to go.
Should we call it something special? Should we just call it Life is Chainsaw Man? Just slap a Chainsaw Man over it?
I was going to change, like, the colors of some of the stuff, but for, like, the thumbnail anyway, but I don't know about anything else. It's a lot of work for it. We'll see.
In the Photoshop, you could literally just put the Chainsaw Man like aggressively over it. Yeah, and like slanted, like it got slapped on by like a sticker.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, thank you guys again. We hope you guys have a great rest of your week. Next time, we'll be talking about My Life Reincarnated as a Skeleton Knight.
Skeleton from Another World.
Skeleton from Another World.
That was beautiful.
Thank you, Sky. We'll be back with that next week. How many episodes? 12? 12 episodes, so not too bad. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks. And
bye.
What do we say? We
did
something cool. Like,
you said
have a great life.
Have a great life. I think that's what you said. Life is great.
Life is great.
Make sure your life is Daijoubu.
Make sure your life is Daijoubu. That's not bad. We could say that at the end of every episode.
Yeah, that's good.
All right, ready?
Make sure your life is Daijoubu.
Wow, that's
I want to die.
Who the hell do you think we are?